Hello, and welcome back to City Skylines 2. My name is Quad, and we're just going to get right back into it. As we can see, our little city is pretty tiny, but it's coming along. It's coming along. We have our outer band, or as we call it, Lafayette Street. Just kidding. We're going to call it Lafayette Loop, as it is indeed a loop. Anyway, so we got to get going. We need to get this puppy growing. So I made a couple decisions in between here that I think is going to suit well. Now, I think I want to get rid of this industrial zone over here, and we're going to move it over this way. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and unlock these two spots over here. Okay, so let's do this first. We have a lot of stuff that we need, a lot of industry, a lot of commercial. Our housing definitely is something to be desired as well. So what we're going to do is we're going to first start over here and just kind of get this area going for our industry. Now, we do have quite a lot of money. We are still hemorrhaging money. We are losing roughly 2,700 an hour, or 65,000 per month. So let's go ahead and grab our medium-sized road. We're going to kind of bring this out and turn this into an entire industrial park, as it were. We will put on the bendy road there. Let's see here. Let's go ahead and grab it if we can. What's going on here? What's going on here? Oh, that's because, yes. So we do have the good old power plant and the garbage place here. So we actually don't want to clog up this road too much. So we're going to actually kind of bend ourselves around. We're going to keep that at a nice 90 degrees, but we're going to kind of bring this over, as it were, right? And then we could kind of put our industry right up against the freeway here. We're going to bend it out just about right here. And then we're just going to have a sharp turn that runs along the property line. We're just going to leave it just like that. And then another sharp turn that's going to come back this way. There we go. And nope, we're going to just lock it in right there. And then onto this piece. Well, that's a little bit turny at the end. It's not quite what I was looking for. It should be okay there. We're going to go ahead and do that and then connect it right back up. And this will be like an industrial loop, as it were. Let's go ahead and just hit the pause button real quick, so we're not screwing ourselves up too much here. We definitely don't want to be doing that. Okay. And let's see. I mean, our it's not too big yet, right? It's not too big yet. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to start off with just some small roads. We don't want our road maintenance to be out of hand. And then we're going to give, I think, each side a little bit of a gap here, just for future expansion. And I don't really care a lot for grid pattern streets, but we are going to grid pattern the industrial complex up just a bit here. I think we'll go line it up with that line. So we're going to go ahead and hit that. I'm going to make a nice sharp turn. How far should we go? Yeah, let's just go ahead and connect this all the way up to over here, like so. Yeah, indeed. And then we're going to go ahead and bring these down just a bit, leaving a little bit of a gap in between each one. This obviously isn't the best style of planning, but I think it's going to be okay. I think it will be just fine. This is going to kind of jack that all up. So I think it'll be fine. It's going to be fine. It's going to be fine. It's a little bit of a hot mess, but it's okay. It's okay. We're going to go ahead and start filling this in a little bit with our industry here, right? Let's go ahead and fill in these little blocks first. Yeah, we're just going to kind of overdo it. They'll move in as needed. Maybe that's a bad decision because the businesses will close down if they're not being used and they don't have the employees to support them. So we might not want to. I was thinking about just filling it all in and just kind of let everything grow in organically. So up here now, we'll just kind of let that do its thing, let it drop. We need to start getting our commercial district kind of going here. So we're going to actually tear down the good old Lim Zabar beverage joint here, and we're just going to blast straight through it with some roads. These are just basic two-way roads. I think it's going to be fine for the level we're at. Let's go ahead and we're going to cock it just a little bit over so we don't completely destroy that other building. But it's fine. It's fine. It's going to be just fine. Let's go ahead and line this up just like so. Yeah, I think that's going to be good. That guy did not like that quite all. He did not like it at all. It's fine though. Okay, and then let's go ahead and continue expanding this out a bit. We're going to do a little bit more curvy type roads. Yeah, we'll just kind of do the same thing. We're going to make it, well, let's just go straight. Let's just go straight. Yeah, we're going to need a lot of commercial. So we're just going to kind of bring it all the way down to this side, I think. Yep. Nice big straight road. I wonder if we should make it a medium. Maybe we'll upgrade these to a medium. Yeah, I think that'll be a better choice. I think so. Okay, so let's go ahead and just bring this one down. And we don't want it to be too sharp up there, so we're going to bend it and connect it down here. There we go. And then we will do the same with this side, right? So this doesn't match up to swell now, does it? We might need to move over our roundabout. Let's see if we can, I don't think we can move that. It's okay. It's all right. Yeah, it's going to be fine. Okay, let's go ahead and expand this one all the way down as well. I know it's not the most eyeball-pleasing system, but it's going to work out. It's going to work out. And then we're just going to put a bunch of nice little curvy small roads in between these. Yeah, I think we should be able to do that. Let's do the 3-point system here. And let's see if we can do this similar to how we have those other ones. Indeed, yes. I like the way that looks. Beautiful. And we're just going to do the same thing for the rest of these. There we go. Got a lot of gaps in between, but it's quite all right. It's quite all right. You know, it's going to give a nice look, I think. Okay, there we go. So we got a good commercial district kind of set up here. Let's go ahead and plop some of these down, though. We're just kind of spread them out just a little bit. We're going to unpause the game and just kind of build these in just a little bit here and there, scatter them around. And indeed. Okay, now we're going to have to start worrying about housing. Yes, housing, indeed. Let's see which ones we have available right now. So we do have the big fat apartment buildings available. I'm not too sure where I would like to put those. I don't want to keep them too close to all this. Maybe a couple offshoots like that or something. Yeah, let's go ahead and just do a small offshoot coming off this little road here and just kind of bringing it back. We're going to kind of curve it in just a little bit like so. Yeah, I think this will be good. We're never going to be building anything on this road, so I don't know how that's going to work out. Anyway, let's go ahead and drop a couple of these large apartment buildings. Yeah, see, this one's going to be attached to that street. That's a horrible idea, so we won't be doing that. We're going to go ahead and throw in a couple more condos here and there. These little condo buildings, as it were. And then we're going to go ahead and kind of plop down another huge stretch of just homes, regular trailers, as these are, kind of like a little trailer park. And we'll just kind of let that do its thing. We're going to get rid of this industrial park. This whole thing is gone because we don't want pollution and all kinds of stuff being over on this side and scattered all around. So if we look at our pollution map, for instance, let's see right here. Nope, air pollution. Yeah, we want to kind of keep all air pollution contained to this area, as this is a pretty pollutant kind of spot. Yep, and we don't have wind turbines because this is not a windy place, so it doesn't quite work out so well. Yeah, if we look at wind speed and direction, we can see there's almost no wind on this entire map, really, which kind of sucks. Maybe coming up here a little bit. Yeah, it looks like there's a little bit better wind up here, but as far as our little section that we got, very, very, very little wind. Okay, yeah, okay, let's just kind of let this grow in a bit. Let's keep an eye on our bars down here. It looks like we're going to need a little bit more commercial coming in. So let's go ahead and just plop a couple more businesses down. We'll put those two across the street from each other. And let's go ahead and get these smaller ones in place. Maybe a couple here, a couple there. Let's go ahead and pick a big one there. Okay. Okay. Let's see how this goes. Now, we do we have schools? Oh yeah, we need to put our schools down. So we need to figure out exactly the best place to plop schools down. We could put a school on this side and a school on this side. I'm not too sure exactly where all of our housing is going to be placed over time. But we can't be doing too much. If we're going to be putting schools down, we can't be putting them across the street. If we take a look at this one, say if we wanted to upgrade this road to a medium, we can't because it's overlapping this. Well, this way we could, but it is overlapping the cemetery, so this doesn't work. But as long as we put these main buildings on one side of the street, we would be able to upgrade them. So, with that being said, we could put the schools maybe just right on this street. So then if we ever need to upgrade, we will still be able to upgrade and we won't be blocking too much. So let's go ahead and put the elementary school first, right? We're just going to go ahead and plop this one right here. And then we're going to grab the high school. It's a lot bigger, obviously. Yeah, I kind of want it right here. You know what? I think we're going to put it there. We're going to just destroy this road and we will fix it. Yeah, we'll fix that little section there. Yeah, because I would like the high school and the elementary school to actually be fairly close to each other. And we have to have enough room for upgrades. So let's go ahead and get that medium road back out. We're going to make sure we have it on the turny part, right? Like so. I'm just going to go ahead and permanently grab that. And then we'll do a little click. And then, oops, nope, that's not what I was wanting. Let's see if we can, okay, we're going to have to erase the whole thing. That's okay. Let's go like this here. And then we will just kind of bend it up to this section, intersection there. Okay, okay. And then before we continue, we do got schools in. Before we continue, we need to make some unlocks here real quick. First, we're going to get road services so we can adjust where we have red lights and all of that. And then we're going to unlock some parking garages because we have those apartments going up. And with apartments, they only like to build park on the street. And we don't really want to do that. Now let's go ahead and take a look at this school. Upkeep, 5,000 a month, 10,000 a month. Okay, so we can get a children's clinic. It's going to add 10,000 a month. Extension wing, what is that? 10,000 a month. And a playground for 5,000 a month. I think we will go ahead and add a playground to this right away. Let's see. I wonder if we could put it in the back here. Okay, it does allow us to. Okay, so we got a playground. We're not going to worry about the medical and all that until later. This one is quite expensive. 20,000 a month for an extension. School library is 20,000 and the sports field is 15,000. Yeah, we're hemorrhaging money. We are currently at about $100,000 a month in debt. So we don't want to expand too much with all this yet. Up here, for instance, we can see everybody's parking on the freaking road. So we're going to go ahead and put in a small parking lot just to kind of please everybody. They are happy with that. So that sounds fantastic. But you do charge for parking. So we're actually going to cut the price down to about half, just 5 cents. That's not going to be too much. And hopefully that'll be enough to at least cover the maintenance on this. I was going to make it free, which would be the best solution to kind of get everybody off of the street, but it's okay. It is okay. Okay, let's see how's everything going. All of our bars are once again completely maxed out, so we are going to continue kind of expanding our industry up here. So we're going to go ahead and just build these in. We will need to get a road to connect this real quick to this side. Yep. Let's go ahead and just get that connected. Okay, I got the wrong road selected here. We're going to put it back on there. And then we're going to fill this in really quick. Fantastic. Now we have groundwater here that we're going to be contaminating with all this industry. But it's going to be okay. Okay. Business is booming. Just kidding. But the industry is down. Let's go ahead and throw in quite a bit of businesses. I think we're just going to try to fill all the spots in for now, and just kind of let that build up here. There we go. There we go. Some businesses might go out of business, but it's going to be okay. All right, so we're back up to needing a lot more housing again. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and bring this road over and just kind of loop it around. I think it's going to be fine. It's going to be just fine. Yeah, let's go ahead and plop this one down. This is going to be a big kind of apartment complex, which will be fine. And we are needing a lot of low density residents. So let's go ahead and just fill these in a bit. We'll get both these sides real quick here and just see how that fares. I think we'll go ahead and fill in a couple of these other large ones as well. There we go. That should give us plenty of housing to kind of go for a little bit and give us a really big boost in our population. Okay, there we go. Okay, let's just kind of let this run a little bit and see how she blows. Okay, all of our bars are at the bottom, which is fantastic. Everything is just kind of getting built at the moment. So everything's looking pretty good. Everything's looking pretty good. Okay, everything's kind of filling in, and we're getting more demand for the housing and commercial and all that. So we're going to go ahead and start expanding on some of that as well. Now, we do have this up here. We need to keep an eye on our air pollution because we don't want there to be too many apartments and stuff next to these buildings up here. But it looks like we got quite a bit of space. So let's just go ahead and kind of expand this out a bit. We're going to do a 90. Oh, there we go. All right, so we have unlocked a large village at this point. If we look at our progression panel, we can now take $200,000 loans out. We can do service budgeting, and we can do livestock farming, stone mining, fire and rescue, along with police stations. So that is pretty awesome. We got 3 more points for development. So we're going to go ahead and put the simulation down to 1, and we are going to go ahead and unlock a few things here. Okay, we're going to go ahead and get the roundabouts just so we can have a couple more options on that. And that's all we're going to get for just about right now. But let's go ahead and throw in some large apartments up here. It will be close to the industrial zone here. Keep that at 90. And we're just going to kind of bring it in. And we're just going to kind of loop it around and kind of connect it back into here. And then we'll just make this a nice little large apartment complex to kind of get some people closer to work, right? There we go. Okay. Now we do have fire and rescue. We should probably start placing these down. So we need to figure out exactly where would be a good place to add fire and the police. And what I'm kind of thinking, since we have these on the inside, we're going to go ahead and place these other ones on the inside because if we ever need to upgrade, we will be able to do so and it won't be all wonky. So let's go ahead and get our fire station. As we could tell, if we stick it pretty much anywhere, we're going to get full coverage in the entire city. So let's just put a small fire station here. Actually, we're going to put it a little bit over to the left, about right here. And then we're going to go ahead and grab a police station, which is quite larger, and we're going to stick it just about right here, I think. There we go. It gives the whole city stars. They love it. They absolutely love it. All right, all right, all right. Now, these guys could probably use some parking, so we're going to go ahead and grab them a parking lot as well. We'll just go ahead and stick it right... Let's put it right here, facing the street. It will block up a little bit of the spots that we're going to fill in, but it'll be okay. And then we're going to go ahead and drop this down to $5 or 5 cents as well. There we go. Okay. So it does look like we are in a need for some more businesses, as these apparently aren't enough for the city. Yeah, it's a lot of businesses, but it's okay. It is fine indeed. Okay, so let's go ahead and just plop in some more businesses real quick. We're just going to go ahead and fill in everything in this little middle here. There we go. And we do have farming now, so we are going to start plopping down some farming. Let's just take a look at it real quick and see where we can put that industry. Here we go. Here's farming. Okay. Oh, well, unfortunately, we put our entire industry right across that spot where we could do farming. Okay, well, that kind of sucks. But I think we could fill in this whole area. So I think if we run a street just kind of right in the middle, that should be a good compromise. Okay, yeah, let's go ahead and bring it into just about right here, I think. There we go. And let's go ahead and do some specialized industry. Well, we'll wait until we actually need industry. Right now, we don't actually need any. We do have a demand for medium density, so we will go ahead and just throw in a couple more apartment buildings over here. Maybe right there. So they haven't even built these yet, but it should be okay. And then we do need quite a bit more low residence, so we're going to go ahead and just fill in these blocks a bit. We'll do the entire inside of the loop to start with. There we go. Okay. And then this should kind of get us going for a little bit here. We are definitely hemorrhaging. We are over 120,000 per month losing cash flow. Anyway. We better take a look at our electrical grid while we're at it. Okay, so we are producing, let's see, 21 megawatts, and we're only consuming 6. So that is doing just fine. I don't see any bottlenecks. Oh, and we now have a rock musician mansion. Okay, we might worry about that. We might not. Let's just kind of see how the power is doing. It's kind of orange. So it seems like we're doing okay on our electric. I don't see any real issues yet. You do have to watch out for bottlenecks and such. But everything seems to be orange and no real red. Okay. Okay, we are in high demand for medium housing. Let's just go ahead and spot in a few condos. These are medium density row housing. We're going to go ahead and throw these kind of on the outside rim here. There we go. Okay, okay. I think we're doing fine. We'll just kind of let this run a little bit. Let's take a look at our traffic real quick and see how the traffic is looking. See if we have any huge areas that need some improvement. So obviously up here, they're having a little bit of issue with their streets, but if we look, it doesn't look too bad. No. Yep, don't see much traffic out and about at all, really. Okay, yeah, no, traffic is looking pretty good. Pretty good indeed. Okay, yeah, now that we have services unlocked, let's take a look at our little healthcare building. We do have it up here. We have currently only 3 patients. We have 10 vehicles. None of them are being in use. So what we could do is we could lower some of our resources here, like healthcare. It does run us 100,000 a month. So let's just kind of kick this back to about 70%. And then if we look here now, only 4 cars or 4 ambulances are in maintenance, only 3 now. So we could actually probably drop that just a little bit lower. So we're going to bring down healthcare it's closer to maybe 65%. There we go. I think that should be fine. It should be fine. How's our schools doing? We currently have only 92 students, with a low dropout rate. Our high school, only 51 students, so they're doing fine. These guys have lack of labor, they say. This guy has lack of business, but we are in need of quite a bit of business. So we might as well fill in the rest of the commercial buildings down here and just kind of get that filled up and see how that fares. This parking lot's doing pretty well. It doesn't tell us how much money this place is making, so that's a little bit unfortunate, but it should be doing okay. Let's take a look at the quality of our roads real quick, see if we need to get a road depot down. We do. And our parking income is coming up to $672 per month, which are cents, whatever you want to call it, per month. We'll call it dollars, credits as it were. We're only charging 5 cents or $5 a month or whatever for the parking, so we're actually making quite a bit of money here. But we do have 2 of them that are running us 1,000 a month in costs, so we're losing a little bit of money, but not a crazy amount. Okay, yeah, so these road conditions are starting to drop a little bit. So we're going to go ahead and build a road depot, a maintenance building as it were, right here. Yeah, let's see where we could find a good place to put this though. So I think what we'll do is we're going to go ahead and build the road maintenance facility just kind of across the street from the power plant and such. And they should start working on our actual buildings. And we have brought it down, our monthly balance down just a little bit, but not a lot. I think we'll just leave taxes at about 10% for now. But we are needing expansions for housing. So we're going to go ahead and throw in a couple large apartment complexes down here. Okay, everything seems to be going good. They haven't built the apartment complexes yet, but we are in need for some more housing. So let's go ahead and put some low density housing in. We're just going to fill in these couple blocks here. And then we're going to go ahead and throw in some more condos here and there. That should take care of our housing needs. And it does look like we need some more commercial. Okay, I think we're going to try to make this little island here kind of a commercial district. So that's in the water. We're going to have to raise this up just a bit just to get a little bit of a bridge going so we can kind of cross here. So we're going to go ahead and just cross in right about here. Let's drop this back down and just kind of come straight in like so. There we go. It's going to be a little bit of a dead end, and then we're just going to fill this in with some smaller streets. And then I think we'll come up and then just kind of curve over and fill that all in with some businesses as well. Yeah, let's just start with that. That should be good. A good start to get us some more commercial areas. This will be nice, a nice little shopping district. There we go. There we go. Okay, we'll see how this pans out. Oh, we got some problems with these houses. They're condemned in the wrong zone. Outside the zone or the grid will be demolished soon. The building is in the wrong zone or outside of the zoning grid. I don't think that's true. I'm not too sure what it's talking about here. It's because we put that road in. Yeah, it's fine. Now we do have a little bit of demand for an industry, so let's go ahead and actually place down a farm and see how this works. We'll put it maybe, so that's quite a large area, isn't it? Okay, let's go ahead and place this here. Okay, yep, and then we need to expand the little thing here. So we're just going to kind of use this and fill up the whole yellow area here, like so. Bring it in, and then should we, yeah, I think we could actually connect it all the way to close to the road. There we go. And we should be able to expand that as well. There we go. This would be a nice little farm. We'll see how that turns out and see if that actually works out or not. Oh yeah, there we go. They're already starting to build on here. Beautiful. What do we got? Oh, we got some sheep. Indeed. Some longhorns. Okay. And we do need some more low residential homes. But the demand is fairly okay. It's fairly okay. We're going to start by building right in through here like so. And it's just going to be a little cul-de-sac, and we're going to fill this in with low residential buildings. There we go. Streets are looking not too busy. I mean, they're a little bit busy, a lot of cars driving around, but there's not a lot of congestion or anything going on, so that seems good. We have a lot of building happening over here in this little corner. And if we turn around, they haven't even started building the commercial districts yet, but we are in need for quite a bit of housing. So we need to get this figured out. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to build a little bit of housing on this back area here. We're just going to go ahead and get a small street, bring it back, and it's going to be kind of along the river here. And we're going to just connect it in here with the water tower area. And yeah, let's get this filled in with some small light residential. I don't know how this will work with it being out on the water, but it appears that they don't mind. They're just going to build. I don't know if I like that idea. Let's go ahead and just remove these real quick. And that's already screwed up the land here, I think. But we'll see. We'll see what happens with that piece of land. We might just put one house there for now. Oh, nope, it removes the land once the house removes. Okay, beautiful. I think what we're going to do, though, is we're going to unlock this little section here real quick. Yep, we're just going to unlock that for $6,000. And then we can start expanding over here to some more residentials. Yeah, I think that's what we're going to do. So I'm going to get a bridge that's going to go over the highway and start building over here. So let me go ahead and get this put together real quick. There we go. Just made a nice tiny little bridge that will cross over onto this side, and then we're going to go ahead and stick some on-ramps, which I actually don't have. So we're going to go ahead and see if we can unlock highways. All right, there we go. And that should give us some on-ramps and off-ramps. Let's find out. I hope it does. Yep, it sure does. Okay, one lane, one lane. All right, there we go. We have a way for these guys to pull up and come on to the highway from the on-ramp, and they can get on from this way as well. Now we just need to make sure that they can get off. Okay, I think this is going to work. So now with this little section that we're going to fill in with homes, people can come off of the highway onto the street, and then they can get back on. And this one is kind of nice. It links right up with this other lane, which I like a lot. And then this one also comes in, and they can come off. And they're both at intersections, so you can turn any which way. Looks good, looks good. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and start building in some roads for some homes up here. Okay, this is going to be more classic style street, a little bit of a grid pattern, but I think it's going to work out just fine. And we're just going to go ahead and plop some low residential houses inside there, and yeah, just kind of let it do its thing here. Beautiful, freaking beautiful. Yep. And then we can always throw some shops in right here once we need them, kind of along the main road, and then the houses come back from the main road. It's more of a traditional style of street. We do have a lot of jobs that are being needed. See how our little commercial district's doing. It's not doing the greatest. There's still a lot of building that needs to be done. Oh, look at this person out here. What is she doing? Stasha, what is she doing? Apparently not much. Okay, not a problem. Alright, so it has kind of started to stabilize, but we are in need of quite a bit of housing, as we can see over here. Still low residential, so we're going to just fill the rest of these spots in with the low residential buildings. I'm not sure what these little tiny strips will turn into, but it should be interesting. We are almost up to 1,500 population, though. And we are having a little bit of issue with housing over here. We got some high rent, but that is due to not having enough houses to move into. So even after building these, we are still in need of quite a bit. So we're going to expand this road out just a bit more. All right, there we go. And we're just going to go ahead and fill these spots in with some low residential housing. There we go. And let's just see how this pans out here. Okay, it's dropping pretty good. Commercial district is rising, but that is fine. That is fine. Once some of these people can get alleviated, everything should kind of balance out. It does look like we need some more jobs, however, even though this is saying we have a lack of labor, so I'm not too sure. They can't find employees, enough employees. Okay, maybe once these people move in, that'll change. But let's go ahead and let this kind of run for a bit and see how it goes. All right, it does look like that place got the employees that they needed. We're having some pretty good demand for industry. We currently only have, we do have some mining available. Let's take a look and see if we have any resources for mining. Well, we kind of do, but it's going to be kind of close to this residential district. I don't know if that was a good idea to put all these commercial buildings over here. So I think what we're going to end up doing is we're going to convert this whole area into stone mining rather than commercial. I kind of messed that up. That's okay though. That's okay. We're going to go ahead and erase all these. Erase all these. Yep. Yep. And then we're going to fill them in with some stone mining. Okay, I'm not too sure exactly how these work out, but we can see here. Okay. So with the stone mining, we can see that this will get roughly 15.6 tons of stone per month. And it looks like we do need to crop out an area for it to mine. So we're just going to do the entire side of the street, like so. There we go. We'll let that do its thing, and then once these guys move out, we will go ahead and do the same thing, but on that side. All right, and we're just going ahead and put this up now. We are going to just basically outline this whole blue area on this side of the street. There we go. And then we are, in fact, going to adjust this side a bit. And there we go. There we go. We could unlock this little spot just to grab that little bit, but I think it's going to be okay for now. Let's just go ahead and see how this does. There we go. But we do have a lot of demand for a lot of stuff. Okay, we're going to hit a pause button real quick, and we're going to go ahead and throw in some commercial buildings on this entire strip here. Indeed. And then we're going to fill these in with low-income housing. And then we're going to have to start expanding our industry up here as well. We're having a little bit of a congestion spot right here, I think. But it should be okay. It should be okay. There we go. And we're just going to go ahead and start filling this in with some industry. There we go. There we go. And bada bing, bada boom. Look at that line drop. All right. All right. Maybe we put a little bit too much in, actually. Let's go ahead and erase some of these ones they haven't filled in yet. Yeah, that should be fine. Okay. Okay. Okay, I think it's going fairly well, We have a little bit of a desire for medium density. We're going to go ahead and just plop in a couple more apartment buildings here. There we go. We're going to increase our healthcare back up a little bit to about 90%, as it does seem, maybe 100%, as it does seem we have a lot of folks having some health issues, so we'll turn that up and see if that kind of alleviates some of those pains. There we go. Check it out. We are currently a grand frickin' village. We get an extra $1 million, which we definitely need. Let's see what we have unlocked at Grand Village. After that, though, we will be moving into towns. But we can now take a loan out for $250,000. We have a district tool now, which is pretty awesome. A production panel, which is pretty cool. We can now enact some policies. Natural disasters are a thing, so that's a little unfortunate. Transportation overview. Oh, we can get some public transportation. And then we have low rent housing, low density offices, grain farming, forestry, transport, and all of the like. Okay, fantastic. Let's go ahead and give it a pause. Office demand is pretty high, so we can go ahead and start throwing in some offices. I think what we're going to do... well, I'm not too sure, actually. Now, in the last game, offices were kind of like a barrier for noise pollution. So let's go ahead and put some offices here, and let's see how that does with our little graph. And then we're going to take a look at our specializations real quick. We're going to see how well our log farming can do. Okay, fantastic. We're going to go ahead and put in some logging businesses back in through here. So first thing we need to do, though, is get rid of some of these unnecessary roads. And we are going to put in a logging camp right here. It does appear that it has a grid, so we're going to go ahead and grid this out. There we go. So it's not a lot, but it is a little bit. At least we'll get a little bit of logging businesses in place. And that's all we're going to do for now. I don't think we have much room to do any grain farming quite yet. No, until we actually unlock this other side. Possibly up here. We could actually build some up here or down here. But we'll leave that as is. Let's just kind of let this run and see how these graphs run. Not too swell. Okay, there goes the office buildings. Fantastic. They're starting to build them in place. The bar has completely dropped. We are in high demand for some housing, though, and some industry. So let's go ahead and just fill the rest of this industry in real quick. Or at least some of it. What about this block here? Okay, there we go. It's dropping, and bada bing, bada boom, it's all the way down. Fantastic, fantastic. But we are in need for quite a bit of housing. Quite a bit of housing indeed. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to expand this out some more and just kind of fill in this whole area here. Okay, this should be good for some housing. We have some interesting little tunnels coming through here, which is kind of funny. Okay, okay. Anyway, let's go ahead and load these up with some houses real quick.
Welcome, Professor. So a housing shortage is bad for the people trying to move here, right?
There we go, there we go. And we need some room for some medium density. So we're going to go ahead and just plop them right underneath the underpasses and this whole kind of rim here. And that should take care of most of our housing needs. But we are in need of high density residential, which I don't even have unlocked. So that's quite interesting. Let's go ahead and see what these low housings look like real quick. We're going to go ahead and put one here. Here, and then we're going to go ahead and fill these in with some big buildings. Okay, okay. How's our money situation doing? We are still hemorrhaging about 80,000 per month, but we're doing good. We have over 2.2 million due to the unlocks that we have been getting. We're going to have to start taking a look at our filters and see how they're doing. But I think this might be a good stop. Let's go ahead and just let this run for a little bit, and we'll take a let's take a look around town. Before we get off, we're going to go ahead and look at traffic and see how traffic's doing around town. Okay, nothing's too crazy red. I mean, it's all pretty orange. I don't have a lot going on as far as traffic handling goes, roundabouts and all that stuff. So that's not too bad. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at a couple other filters real quick. Road maintenance is looking good. Electrical grid is doing good. We're consuming about half of what we produce, so not too bad there. I don't see any kind of bottlenecks happening, so that is fantastic. I thought for sure we'd be seeing one coming right out of here, but no, we are not. Water is doing fantastic. We are only consuming about a third. 8, 16, 24, yeah, less than a third of our water consumption, so that's great. Healthcare is doing okay, but not too swell on this side of town. As you can see, this building is pretty far away, so it's not quite reaching these guys. We might do a quick relocation for this one real quick. Let's see if we relocate the medical clinic to over here. It will get a little bit more coverage, and if we do here, yeah, that backside's not getting much coverage, but the rest of the city is looking pretty good. So we may need to end up moving that over, or possibly just building another clinic on this side, right? Let's take a look at garbage. Garbage seems to be doing fairly well. Let's look at the facility real quick. We are processing quite a bit. The storage is very low, so we don't have to worry about storage. And we're only about half of what this thing can actually handle, so not too bad there. Fire coverage is excellent. Green all the way across the board, so that's good. I don't have any disaster control. Police coverage as well is doing really fantastic. Green across the board. Education, on the other hand, is not doing swell. Not doing swell at all because I ended up putting them over here when I should have probably dropped them a little bit closer. So that's not good. Unless we could find a way to actually connect these two towns kind of together, these two little housing areas. But we may need to end up moving these over or building new schools, probably moving them over, considering the capacities are so low. Yeah. Okay, so we might have to end up doing that. Transportation, we don't even have. No leisure, no tourism, residential, commercial, so on, yada yada. Building levels are all pretty low. Land values are pretty low except for in the commercial district. Company profitabilities are okay. Here's our populations. Let's see. We have a lot of old people, it seems. Older people, rather. Right, indeed. A lot of red going on here. People are not too happy on this side of town, probably because they're not getting very much school. So we're going to have to figure out a way to fix that. Maybe we'll go ahead and see if we can just connect these two areas and see if that helps. Everybody's pretty poor. Air pollution is doing fairly well. It's all contained within the regions like we were wanting. Same with ground pollution. Noise pollution is pretty good in the residentials, so that's fantastic. And water pollution doesn't really matter too much. Okay, before we get out of here, we're going to see if we can get these two areas somewhat connected to each other. Even if it is just with a small road for now, we can always adjust that later. So what we're going to do is just kind of finish building this little section out. Okay, these people are probably not going to be too happy with my decision as mayor, as I have built a road over top of their homes, but I think it's going to be fine. This will give a better connection to the schools, however, so that's the most important thing. And I think what we may end up doing is upgrading some of the roads, or at least connecting these two. There we go. Okay, and that should help with the schooling. At least now they can have a direct path straight to this neighborhood. Let's just kind of let this roll for a bit, and then we will check it out. Okay, yep, checking it out in real time. We can see now the schools are having a little bit better access over here, but not the best. We may need to bring these down and bring them a little bit closer to kind of please them, but it might work out. We might put the schools right in this little hole here. Let's see how much it costs to actually move these things. 23,000. We could tear down this whole little neighborhood here and put the elementary. Let's go ahead and do that. We're going to go tear down this whole neighborhood here. And yeah, they're going to be a little mad at us, but hey, you know what? It's life. It's life. So let's go ahead and put the elementary here. It's only 23,000. We have 22 million, so it's not a huge deal. And it's right up against that street. Now we just need to find a place to put the high school, which is a much larger of a building. So I'm not too sure how we'll do that. What we could do is just take out this whole area Everybody's going to be a little upset about it. You know what? I think that's fine. You know, sometimes as a city, you just have to do what you have to do. So let's go ahead and de-zone these. There we go. And then we're going to pull out our bulldozer and just kind of take everything out here. There we go. Okay, we bulldozed that whole freaking area. We'll leave that one house there. And then we are going to relocate. Let's see how the schooling coverage is from this point, though. This should be close enough to both districts. Okay, there we go. Beautiful. So as we can tell, by doing that move, now the whole residential area does have school coverage. So we're going to do the same thing with the high school. We're just going to go ahead and relocate it, spend the money that's needed to do so, and we are going to stick it just right here. It's a little expensive, but it will be well worth it. It will be well worth it. Let's go ahead and check our filter once again. And yeah, there we go. This should work. Yep, everybody's going to be pretty pleased. I guess we could have put them up here. That would have been an option as well, as it would have been all connected. For some reason, these guys are not getting very good coverage here, which is kind of insane as it's just right there. But maybe if we just throw in a nice little road connecting these two little neighborhoods from here to here, that might actually do it. We'll find out. Okay, that definitely helped. That definitely helped. This was all red. Okay, no, we are, I think we're doing okay. It's not the best city in the world, definitely not the best, but it is a town, and it is doing its thing. We have a lot of freaking demands down here, but I think it's going pretty good. I think we made some pretty good expansions. We're going to have to start expanding outside of this probably pretty soon. Okay, well, I think that's probably going to do it for this one. We've accomplished quite a bit. We got our population up from 500 up to 2,200. We are a grand village. Made a lot of progress, but I think that one's going to be it for. I think that's going to be it for this one, you guys. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and of course, we will see you all in the next video. Later on, everyone.